Hey everybody, Kris here from Amerikos.com, where we help you level up and show the world the best version of yourself. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you about how English fluency can help grow your salary and your income. And if you're not interested in money, that's okay. Watch all the way until the end because there's going to be a lot of useful tips that you can use too. Everybody knows that English is a useful skill, but how do you take the English that you've been studying, you've been learning for the last years, and apply it to real life? A lot of people think that the only way to do that is to speak with native speakers of English, but that's not true. There are so many people who I've worked with personally who have been able to use English to increase how much money they make from their work and to get a higher paying job or to get a job in a multinational or international company. Sometimes the path from doing grammar exercises and practicing your pronunciation in the mirror to being a top executive in an international company isn't always clear. But in this video, I'll share some information with you that I hope will make it very clear how you can go from studying English and gaining fluency to using it in real life to get real results. In today's world, English is considered to be the international language of business and commerce. It's the most widely spoken language in the world, and as a result, it's the language that's most frequently used in international trade, diplomacy, and communication overall. And with the internet rising and the global economy growing, many companies are now operating in multiple countries and multiple regions, and the ability to speak and understand English is crucial for employees to be able to communicate and work effectively with colleagues and clients from different places and different backgrounds. So many job postings and job boards specify that fluency in English is a requirement for the position, and having this skill can give you a competitive edge in the job market. Plus, many multinational companies require their employees to have a minimum level of English proficiency. So you can see how English fluency is becoming a necessity for career advancement and overall success in today's job market. Being proficient in English can give you new opportunities, can increase how much you can potentially earn from a job, and it just improves your ability to communicate and work effectively in an increasingly interconnected and globalized world. And you know what? Research has shown that there's a strong correlation, a strong connection between being fluent in English and earning more money. And this is because of the fact that fluency in English can just give you more job opportunities and advance your career faster. So first, let's talk about increasing the number of job opportunities that are available to you. When you're going to get a job, so many companies that operate on a global level require you to have a minimum level of English, and being fluent in English will give you a huge advantage over the candidates and the people who are applying to jobs who are not fluent in English. So having the skill of English can actually increase your chances of getting the job that you want or getting a job that pays the amount that you want. But it's not only about getting hired for the job that you want, it's also about growing in the career that you have. Because being fluent in English can help you advance in your career and help you get higher paying positions. Because many high paying positions, such as being in management or executive roles, require strong communication skills, and not only in local languages, but also in English, in order to effectively communicate with your colleagues, with your clients, and with your partners who might be from other countries. Plus, being fluent in English helps you navigate international business practices and cultural norms. And that's so important for success in a globalized job market. And if those weren't already good enough reasons for you to want to be fluent in English, there are certain industries and sectors where English communication is absolutely necessary, such as technology, finance, and consulting. In fact, there have been some studies on how much more you can earn by knowing English. And the numbers vary from one study to the next, but most of them agree that in a non-English speaking country, being fluent in English actually increases your earning potential by 15 20, or even 25%. And when you live in an English-speaking country, being fluent in English actually increases your earning potential by 5 to 15%. So you can see it depends where you live, but your potential for earning more money from your job increases between 5% and 25% just by knowing English. So this is definitely an important skill that you want to have. Now, it's important for me to say that these studies talk about the correlation between English and higher pay, not the causality. The difference between correlation and causality is just that something is connected or something makes another thing happen. So when we're talking about English and money, we're talking about the fact that they're related. So people who are earning more money are more fluent in English 5 to 25% of the time, but that doesn't mean that English causes them to earn more money. It's just a highly related factor. And like we said, depending on what your job is, it might be even more important for you to know English. For example, if you work in technology, many technology companies are global and they require their employees to communicate and work with colleagues and clients from different countries. So being fluent in English is often a requirement for positions in software development, IT consulting, and other technical roles. And then if you work in finance, the global nature of the finance industry means that fluency in English is essential for positions in investment banking, financial analysis, and other very important financial roles. Plus, if you can communicate in English, then you can work in international financial markets and institutions as opposed to just local ones where the growth is limited. But even if you don't work in technology or finance, there are other sectors and areas where English is very important. For example, if you're into consulting, many consulting firms operate globally and they require their employees to have strong communication skills in English in order to effectively communicate with clients and partners from other countries. And they require their employees to have strong communication skills in English too. It's usually a requirement for positions in management consulting and strategy consulting. And then when we talk about sales and marketing, being fluent in English can expand a company's reach. So many companies that are a large enough size to pay large salaries will prefer to hire people who can also speak English. There are a lot of industries and a lot of opportunities where you can earn more money because of English. The ones that I've given you are just the top examples, but there are so many other industries where it's important too. And to really highlight this fact, I want to tell you about 4 students and how English has helped them earn more money. The first student I want to tell you about is Maria. She's a software developer from Spain, and she's always been interested in working for a multinational company, but she never felt like her English language skills were good enough. And that's why she decided to join our program, and after 6 months, she was able to pass an English language proficiency test. So congratulations to Maria, and using the results of that test and her new fluency in English, she applied to a job at a multinational company, which she was chosen for, and that job came with a 20% increase in salary from her previous job. Another example is Ahmed, who's a marketing manager from Egypt, and he worked for a local company for a few years, but he felt like English was holding him back. He felt like he couldn't get a higher job or he couldn't switch to another company, and that's why he decided to join our program and to practice speaking English and learn how to be fluent in English. After being in our program for 1 year, he took a test and got great results, and he used the results of that test to show that he was fluent in English, apply for a higher level position in a multinational company, and his salary went from $75,000 a year to $95,000 a year, which is more than 25% over what he was making before. And of course, I can't say that it was only our program that helped him get there. He did a lot of the work. He showed up to the lessons. He came, he practiced, and he really did a great job. So congratulations to Ahmed. And another example of this is Min, who is a sales representative from Vietnam. And he worked for a company in Hanoi for a few years, but he wasn't able to really improve his English while he was working there. And he felt like other people in his job spoke English well, but he didn't. And that was preventing him from being promoted to a higher position. So he decided to join our program, and after a year, he took a test, just like everyone else, and then he was able to apply for a higher level position. He joined an international company, and he actually made 40% more than he used to make. When he told me that, I was really shocked. I thought, wow, I knew that English was a useful and valuable skill, but 40% is a huge increase. And of course, Min was very happy about these results and ended up staying in our program for another year. And then the last example I'll give you is Samir from Saudi Arabia. He was always interested in teaching in international schools, but he didn't think that his English skills were good enough to teach in English. And so when he joined us, he told me, Kris, I'm a teacher like you. I just teach in my native language, Arabic, and I don't speak English very well. But I think if I could speak English, then I could get a better job and I could teach in an international school. And so after about 7 or 8 months with us, he got a position in an international school, and he went from making $30,000 a year to $50,000 a year, which is a huge result. And congratulations to Samir. And really, these are just a few examples of how learning English can lead to an increase in salary. So not everybody has a story like this, but some people do. And if you really put your mind to it and you really want to connect your English skills to the money that you earn, then there's an easy way for you to do that. Over the past 14 years, a lot of people have come to me and asked me to help them improve their English. And the question I always ask is, why? Why do you want to improve your English? And when someone tells me that they want to get a better job, get a higher paying job, they want to move to another country, or they want to get into an international school, then I know that there are some really easy steps that they can follow. And I've put those steps into a program so that I could take the last 14 years of my knowledge and my experience, and I can give it to a student in just a few months and watch them get a huge result. And that program that I've created is called Level Up. By focusing on using the English skills that you've learned and applying them to real life results, you can get a higher paying job or a higher position or bigger results in your own life and in your own business. But I can only work with a few people every month in my Level Up program, and it's not cheap to join. I mean, what I'm going to help you do is get a result like Samir, like Min, like Maria, like Ahmed, and increase your salary $10,000, $30,000, maybe even more than that, or give you real results from the years and years that you've been studying English. Just think about all of the time and the money that you've already invested into learning English. And all of those teachers and schools were trying to help you become fluent just so that you could communicate with people, but they didn't tell you how you can actually apply that skill to real life. Sure, you can talk to people and you can communicate with people, but how do you use that to get the things that you want and to reach the amount of people that you want and to make the difference in the world that you want? This requires you to apply the English language skills that you've developed to your life and to your work. And that doesn't happen by doing grammar exercises or repeating after a teacher. It's a different kind of skill. So if you want to apply to the Level Up program, just click on the link under this video, and maybe this month you can get started with us. And you can watch our free tutorial, and then if it sounds like this is something for you, you can schedule a call and we will see if this is right for you. We do not accept everybody into this program, but if you show us that you're serious, then it's possible that this month we can start working with you and we can get results for you within 3 months. So click the link under this video to get started, and really that's my first tip for anybody who's watching this video right now. Get started now. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll make progress and the sooner you'll have results. My second tip is set a goal. Maybe that goal is to pass an English exam and get a certain score on that exam, or maybe that goal is to have a conversation with a certain type of person in your profession, a native speaker, for example. And then my third tip is to make a plan. You would be surprised how many people come to me and they say, I want to be fluent in English, and they don't have a real goal and a real plan. And a real plan consists of specific concrete activities and exercises and practice events where you can put what you've learned into practice and you can use it to get a result. And if you're not sure how that works, well, that's what our program is all about. So click the link under the video and let me guide you through that process. process. My fourth tip is to use the resources that you already have. You would be surprised how many people out there just don't use the resources that they have. You're not one of those people because you're watching this video and you found this video and you're able to use this resource and you've stayed until the end of this video. So I know that you're able to use the resources that you get, but you would be surprised how many resources there are. And so when we have our call together and when you come into the Level Up program and we start to work together, I'm going to show you some things that are going to completely blow your mind that will make it so easy for you to reach the goal and get the result that you really want. My fifth tip is to practice regularly. That probably seems like common sense, and you're probably saying like, Kris, if it were that easy, I would already be doing it. But that's not true. A lot of people have resources or know about resources that would help them practice, and they just don't use them. And I'm not talking about using some app on your phone to answer some questions and to just repeat some sentences. That's not fluency. That's not applying English. That's not getting results. I'm talking about simple speaking and communication with real people around the world and meeting people who could potentially be employers, who could be employees, who could be colleagues, or could be clients of yours. And you can do that by networking with people and meeting new people constantly. And that's what we let you do inside of our program too. You'll actually meet hundreds and hundreds of people from all over the world, and there's new people coming all the time. So that's an aspect of what we'll help you do, which is networking and learning how to make connections with people and then how to use those connections to get real results so that you're not just talking and talking, but you're talking for a reason. And then the last tip that I have to give you is don't be afraid of mistakes. So many people let mistakes hold them back, and what you need to do is use your mistakes to make progress. So thank you so much for watching this video. Keep learning English because it's going to open so many doors for you, and especially in your professional life and in your career, this is going to be the key that unlocks that locked door or the door that looks locked right now. And when you open it up, you're going to find a great career with a higher salary. So if you're interested in being one of the few people who we work with in our Level Up program, click the link under this video, watch the tutorial, book a call. If it sounds like it's right, then we'll offer you a spot in our program. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you press like, press subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.